I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. It's creating headaches on a couple of fronts. It's the bridge replacement project on Route 17K in the town of Montgomery, and it's forcing motorists to loop around onto side roads whose residents aren't happy with the potential danger created by the increased detoured traffic and what they say is inadequate signage. Classic Deli Catering is located just a stone's throw from the now closed bridge. Owner John Rywalt says clearer detour signs would be helpful.
I think the challenge is that down off of the main highway, it's tough to read which way you're supposed to be going. So it does clearly state that the bridge is out in 2.5 miles, but I think what happens is people think they can still make it over that bridge and get to Bracken Road, and they absolutely can't. So that's the challenge. It could be clearer.
And the bridge closing isn't helping his business.
Killing us in the morning. No, there's no business in the morning anymore. So everything's got to be delivered. It takes a lot longer to deliver, and hopefully we're going to get it done, and we're going to be we'll survive the next month and a half.
The bridge is scheduled to be reopened next month. Reporter Pauline Liu will have more on the story, including a reaction from impacted residents in an upcoming edition of the Times-Herald Record. Robert Moore and Robert Walker were at the right place early this morning. The two Ulster County Public Works Department employees were doing repair work on a bridge in the town of Shandaken when they heard cries for help. They were coming from a man who'd been pinned under his overturned lawn tractor since Wednesday evening. The men were able to get him out from under the tractor and call 911. The 50-year-old victim, who lives alone, suffered a broken arm and was airlifted to Albany Medical Center for treatment and evaluation. How best to upgrade a local section of Route 17 to accommodate future growth and the roadway's conversion to Interstate Route 86. About 80 people checked out the options being floated by the state DOT as part of their $1 million study of the Quickway corridor between Central Valley and Monticello during a public forum Wednesday night in Goshen. The possibilities include adding a third lane in each direction at a cost of $200 million to $700 million, adding a more costly carpool lane, or creating bus rapid transit or light rail at much higher price tags. Most forum attendees appeared to favor the third lane option, although concerns were voiced about exit placements and property takeover. The DOT will hold additional workshops in November and February before submitting a final recommendation. A flipped over dump truck created major traffic trouble on Interstate 84 eastbound in the town of Newburgh Wednesday afternoon. The truck was carrying a load of sand and after overturning, then spilled diesel fuel onto the roadway near exit 10, detouring eastbound traffic for hours and causing rubbernecking delays in the westbound lanes. A pair of tow trucks were needed to get the dump truck uprighted. The driver was being treated for undisclosed injuries at a local hospital. Orange County legislator Roxanne Donnery referred to it as a scare tactic. The legislator, who heads up the special committee looking into the management and finances of the county's Valley View Nursing Care Center, was reacting to a report from County Executive Ed Diana's budget director that said that if Valley View isn't sold to a private operator, County will have to lay off more than 300 employees and raise taxes by more than 17% next year. The committee's been gathering testimony in an attempt to determine the best course of action, with September 6th looming as an important date. It's when the committee is due to deliver its findings and when the full legislature could vote on a possible buyer from the 4 bids submitted. And they were loaded into a huge tractor trailer, then driven for close to 50 hours to a place where they will get a second chance at life. Last evening, employees and volunteers gathered at the Pets Alive No-Kill Animal Sanctuary in the town of Wallkill to serve as a welcoming committee for close to 40 puppies that were among a group of about 80 dogs rescued from a shelter in East Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The shelter there had attempted to become a no-kill facility, but once it became overcrowded, the decision was made to euthanize many of the dogs. That's when Pets Alive and other animal organizations stepped in to save the puppies.
All of these dogs were slated for euthanasia. I mean, these are 2-month-old, 3-month-old, 4-month-old puppies that had no options except euthanasia before the kindness of one shelter director said, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to ask for help. And when you ask for help, you'll be surprised at how many people will step up to help you. And so at the last known numbers that they were down to just under 200 dogs at the shelter from 450, and we may be taking another load of them in another 2 or 3 weeks if we have good success placing these guys. And I'm really hearing that no dogs now will be euthanized down in Baton Rouge as a result of this rescue.
The SPCA paid for the transport of the pups. Claire says the little dogs, ages 2 to 4 months, are highly adoptable with few, if any, health issues. About 40 others went to the Pets Alive shelter in Elmsford yesterday, and in about 2 weeks, another batch will be arriving at the 2 Pets Alive facilities. We'll be dealing with more uncomfortable weather over the next couple of days. Friday will be hot and humid with temperatures up around 90 degrees. Same story for Saturday, only the high temperatures may reach the lower 90s. Make Record Online your source for breaking news throughout the day and get caught up on all that is happening by picking up tomorrow's edition of the Times-Herald Record. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.